Hey guys, we're back! Say hi, Soy-chan.
Hello.
It's been 2 long weeks, I know guys, but we are back. We are SWRUManga and we're finally back for our weekly Sunday podcast.
We're back to weekly, don't worry.
Yes.
Apologies for last week, guys.
Yeah, we just were like super busy.
Yeah.
And didn't have time to meet up and do the podcast. So, you know. It happens. Hope you guys didn't miss us too much.
You know, all 10 of you.
Oh, 10 to sometimes 15. So, yeah. What we got on the docket today?
We have a logo. We've been working on a new logo for SWRUManga, and we spent an entire 2 weeks.
No, it was like 5 days.
Well, no,
5 evenings.
Technically, it's 2 weeks, because if we take into account, you know, the whole ideas brainstorming and, you know, all the paper stuff we did, and then it was like another 5 days on the actual, like, having like a solid idea that we really liked and then trying to evolve that.
Yeah, so I think by now, so another thing we're doing now, change of pace for the podcast, we're doing screen recording.
Ah, yes.
So hopefully by now I have shown the actual logo on the screen, like right here. You can see it. It's
beautiful.
I really like it. I think it's really cool. Like, for those of you who haven't noticed yet, the manga is there's an M, and that's an A, and that's the N, and that's a G, and the A. And it spells out manga. I think it's super clever. I am fanboying over my own work.
Yes.
It took a long time.
I mean, we weren't even anywhere close to like thinking of incorporating the word manga into a face when we were brainstorming.
Yeah.
It's just...
And then after a day or two...
No, it's for you, it's always 2 days.
Yeah, it's 2 days.
Your incubation period is 2 days.
Yeah, so we went through a load of ideas and we didn't think they were satisfactory.
Yeah.
And then we left it for 2 days, and then just... during like evening at like 11 p.m. I was like, wait a sec.
It's like, how's this? Oh, that looks great.
Oh my god. Sick.
Clever idea.
I was like, thanks, brain. Took you 2 days of silence, but you know, we got there.
We got there.
So, you know. But yeah, I think it's cool. I do like the colours as well. Like,
we got a lot of feedback from like friends and colleagues.
We annoyed a lot of people.
Yes. Well, I did anyway.
Yeah.
Just going like, look at all of these, and then post like 12 pictures.
Yeah.
Like, vote. What are your opinions?
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, I think it's awesome.
I like it.
So yeah.
I like it.
So hopefully you guys will see it on the Twitter. We have updated our profile picture there. And I have also updated it on the Facebook.
It's not present on our blogs yet. Our blog still has the banner.
The thing is,
we can add in a display picture.
Are we gonna have a banner, like the old banner, and this? Because this doesn't really work as like a...
I don't think that's going to be a banner, but like it can be our WordPress display picture because we don't have one at the moment.
Don't we?
No.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. Because with the banner, it's a bit more difficult because it needs to be like very
with the
thin
banner,
rectangular.
I think we should just stick to our heads.
Yeah.
The cute heads. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
That's the past.
That's the logo.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Of work.
I mean, not just that, obviously.
Not just that, of course.
I mean, like, by now you've probably seen that, like, semi-naked lady on the right-hand side of the page.
We've also been working on other things.
Yes. And so, yeah, we'll be talking about that for now.
Yeah.
In our, second segment. And after that, we'll be talking about the new animes coming out.
In the summer season.
And we will also be talking a little about anime industry news. If we have time. Which, I feel like we owe it to them to give them like a little extra.
Yeah, because we weren't here last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, without further ado, we bring to you our first segment.
Yes, which is on.
On character design. That's why there's naked people on the screen. They're not naked. They're mannequins. This is the female one.
If they've read my blog post, if you have read my blog post from yesterday already, you should know exactly what it is that we're struggling with right now.
Yeah, so, I don't know if it's struggling, but we just need to put time towards it and then work on it. Struggling implies, no progress, but we have made progress.
Does it? I feel like struggling implies having a hard time.
Just, very little progress.
Having a hard time reaching decisions. Or, reaching milestones. But I don't know.
We just haven't had the time. So I don't think we're struggling.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like.
Or do you have an extremely pessimistic view of our pace at the moment?
Not that. It's okay, fine. I feel like I'm struggling because I can't think of any ideas.
Okay. Right.
So I think that's better put.
Okay. Fine. Yeah.
Because you asked me something like, "Oh, what do you think of this? Do you have any ideas?" And I'm just like, maybe this. And then you try something, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So for me, I feel like yes, I am struggling.
It all comes down to just doing more research and then finding stuff you like. Mm-hmm. So, hint, you might want to spend a bit of time on Google.
Yeah.
Or going through old anime that you've seen.
Yeah.
Because, it's all about getting inspiration or getting ideas from consuming media. So, previously when I used to watch stuff, I wouldn't take into account what they're wearing. Or the colours or anything. But now that we're in the process of making a manga, need to pay attention to that stuff. So perhaps it's worth rewatching some of the stuff which you felt had interesting costumes.
I know costumes. Never really took notice of costumes, but should do. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, we have only started for yesterday and maybe the evening before. No, evening before was still logo. Just yesterday. Been working on the costume design. In terms of character design, we already have discussed and have some kind of ideas in mind.
Yeah, sort of decisions on what kind of hair and hair color. Did we decide
height.
Did we decide on hair color? But then again, on manga, it's going to be all screen tones anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, height and physique, a little bit.
Yeah. Should we go into details about that?
I don't know. Up to you. We
Maybe.
can't show the pictures though because the pictures are on your phone.
Pictures?
For the hair.
Oh, I was like, who drew them? Who drew the characters already?
A ghost did.
I was like, what?
A very talented ghost version of you in terms of drawing.
Yeah. Yeah, the hair. Have we solidified ideas on the hair? A couple.
A little bit, yeah.
But not all of them. We have it down to a short list.
Yeah, it's this would work for Remy, that would work for Corin.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
In terms of costume design, oh man, it's a tough one because
There's so much to take into account.
Not just that, but just like for people who have seen anime and haven't really thought about it too much, but everyone's costume in anime is pretty much pristine. There's no like cuts or dirt on it. Only during battles will it get like cut up or scruffed a little bit,
and then
in the next
disappear.
episode it'll disappear.
Yeah.
Like the actual kind of quality and damaged clothing only plays a role for such a short amount of time. And for me it feels like, well, if a story is jumping in to like a warring period of time, for example, then surely some of their armor should be like kind of messed up, stuff like that. But in anime and manga, it's always just like pristine. Everyone has clean, brand new clothing.
Or like armor is always perfectly shaped.
Yeah, and it always comes off as a little strange to me. But it's also like, I kind of get it, because you want it to look visually appealing. Yeah, you want it to look good.
Yeah.
Which is why in like Hollywood movies they have people in pristine makeup, even though they've run through like a dirt cloud, or tumbled in the dirt. Like the lady gets up, and just, like her makeup and hair is like
fine,
perfect.
Or like her hair might be a bit messed up, but her eye makeup is still perfectly
like
fine.
Everything.
None of it's running or smudged or anything.
Yeah. It's just always a little strange, but I kind of get it. You want to make a polished, beautiful product where you can take a screenshot and people will be like, oh my god, that looks so amazing, or that lady looks really good, or whatever. And it just feels like almost kind of like sacrificing the realism a bit, but it is anime, so it's like,
I mean, it really depends on whether how realistic you want your product to be. If you want to go for like hard realism on your work, then yes, make it come off scruffy and stuff. But if you want to make it a bit more fantastical, then that's fine. Is fantastical a word?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess it's because most anime is like aimed at young teens who don't really care about realism. I want to see the...
I mean, I would say many adults don't really care either. If we have Hollywood movies with
exactly.
adult audiences doing that as well.
Yeah. So kind of on that point, I want... Because like, I mean, this is like definitely peeling back the curtains a lot, but for myself at least, one of the reasons why I'm creating like our own story is that I at least personally want to create something which is original, has meaning, it does something differently than what others do, and make something which stands out and is unique, at least in some aspects, which make it memorable in people's minds. I know everyone who kind of creates wants to make something that's memorable, that takes off and turns a buck. In the end, it's all about money, right? For people need money to live.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to make something unique. I want to make something that stands out, and not just out of weirdness, but something which is like relatable, related to the story, etc.
I would argue that, are you not already doing quite a few things differently in terms of narrative and writing anyway?
Yeah.
So do you need to have the visuals be different as well in this
Which
scenario?
is interesting because
do you want everything to be different, or do you want to do something different but then keep some things in, well, I don't want to say in line,
in trope
to make it easier to access?
I don't know. I almost feel like reframing the question in terms of, what do people find memorable about anime? Because kind of the slant I'm going at is, if you watch something that really is innovative story-wise, it's very memorable for its story. For example, Full Metal Alchemist or Ghost in the Shell. You think back and go, Ghost in the Shell. Oh, it's that cyberpunk, cyber, futuristic stuff. Or FMA. Oh, the alchemy stuff. That was super cool. And the story of the brothers and all that.
I think...
But then with some anime, it's like, oh, that costume. For example, I feel at least with like the Fate series, Saber's costume is extremely iconic now. Whereas
her sword anyway.
And her armor, because it's not like fan servicey. It's got like a huge metal
she's
chest.
Covered.
She's totally covered, and it's like a big long skirt with armor padding on it. And in no way is it like fan servicey, and it's extremely memorable because like it didn't pander to like fan service. Whereas the plot of Fate is, in all honesty, it's battle royale.
It's tournament.
It's a tournament fighting competition.
I would. Okay, this is probably okay. I can only speak for myself here.
Yeah.
But that is, I think, whatever the show does differently is what stands out to me. So, for example, let's say, Akuno Hana. I didn't watch that show, but as far as I'm aware, it's like just a sort of strange, messed up romance story.
Okay.
It's based on what I've like sort of seen and read about and heard and stuff.
Okay.
But what makes me remember Akuno Hana, and the main reason why I didn't watch it, was the art. The art was just, it made my eyes bleed. The animation was really bad as well. Like, it had weird jump cuts on somebody running.
Okay.
This is just strange.
Okay.
So I remember that.
So memorable in a bad way.
Yeah.
How about something which is memorable in a good way? What positives, what bits of that do you...
For me, that tends to be the story or characters.
Okay.
For me.
Okay. Such as?
For example, I remember... so like Full Metal Alchemist, the most memorable characters are of course Mustang, Edward and Al.
Okay.
For me. So like those are the three most unique characters. Well, most unique.
Are they unique?
But within that world.
Okay.
Within the world of Full Metal Alchemist, those were like, the main characters. It was mostly about them. It was their journey.
Their journey?
Edward and Al,
their arcs which you find most memorable, or is it their personality? Because Edward Elric is not his personality. His personality
in Edward's case,
quite
it's
simple.
his visual, isn't it? It's Edward and Al's visuals, like what they look like.
Is it? For me, what's memorable about FMA is it's the story of the brothers.
Yeah.
And the premise of the younger brother has lost his body.
Yeah.
And the name of the title is so intricately linked with the story of the brothers. Full Metal Alchemist, it's worked into... Like, the brothers are called the Full Metal Alchemist brothers.
Yes.
So it makes it doubly memorable in that way. The actual plot of, like, the Seven Sins, like, the homunculuses... I don't really remember that stuff that well. I remember that's kind of what it's about, sort of. But what's really memorable to me is the designs of the characters, how they came to be, and their actual journey, and their goal. Not really their personalities.
That is true.
I
would agree with that.
So that's what you find memorable about FMA as well? Or is there something else which...
Because I remember very well about, their backstories and what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
That stands out. And it's probably what I would describe Full Metal Alchemist as if somebody asked me what it was about. So I'd say yes.
Okay.
But I don't think I've ever recognized a show based on, like, if it had uniforms and stuff. I don't think that's ever been what's been memorable to me about a show. Like, I'll be like, oh, if somebody asked, I'd be like, oh, yes, they would. It wouldn't be the first thing I'd think of to use as a descriptor for a show.
Okay. Bit of an interesting one, because there are certainly... costumes and looks of characters which are
iconic. Yeah,
extremely iconic.
For example, let's say there was a show called Bikini Warriors. Now the entire thing is about women in bikinis fighting.
Yeah.
So the premise is linked to the costumes in this case.
Okay.
So if somebody asked me about Bikini Warriors, I'd be like, yes, it's about women in bikinis.
But could you remember what the bikinis look like?
I didn't watch the social. I don't know.
Okay, well,
not.
Perhaps a different example. Like, if I said Owari no Seraph, they had a very distinct costume in the sense that it was like black mostly with green highlights, which is really weird because black and green is technically used for enemies or bad people. If you look at, say, Disney, the evil witch character, green skin, the cauldron bubbles with green liquid, they wear all black and green. It's like green is the color of envy. It's something which is like evil looking inherently. So to me, the color of the costumes really stood out to me and makes it memorable, because typically when you have main characters or you have good guys, you always try to refrain from using like a lot of black or green or purple. Purple is also quite an evil color. It's been linked to so many evil characteristics. Pink is always good. Like blue, always good.
Always good.
Orange, wild but probably good. Blonde, always good.
Do you know what? I think if you were to name an anime, I think I'm more likely to talk about the overall story.
Suzumiya Haruhi.
Yeah, so annoying god bitch girl bosses around a sarcastic idiot who likes her for God knows what reason.
Okay, but you certainly do remember their costumes.
I do.
Yeah. No, she has the iconic...
Can I finish?
Yeah, armband.
Yeah, if you gave me a name for a show, I'm more likely to talk to you about the overall premise story.
Okay.
If you were to show me a picture of a show...
Okay.
And if the outfits are like iconic in that sense, I'd be able to name that show based off of that. So if you showed me a picture of Owari no Seraph where they're wearing the uniforms, it could be that I can't really see their faces, but if I could make out what the uniforms were, I'd be like, oh, that's from Owari no Seraph, because that is linked to the show.
Okay.
So I'd say the connection works in certain directions. So uniform to name of show works, but name of show doesn't go to uniform, costume. I don't know if that made sense.
It makes sense, but don't you have, when you say a show, don't you have a mental image of like the main character?
The main characters, yeah.
So technically does a design and character design and uniform fall under pick that? You don't immediately think of the plots.
That would be the image in my head though, but not what I would talk about.
Yeah, but that's not what memorable means. Memorable means in your memory.
Okay. Alright, then I guess costume design
rather than what you enjoy or what you would recommend or how you would summarize.
Okay, okay, then in that sense, yes, it works. That, costumes and character designs have to be iconic and linked to the name of the show. Well, not related to the name of the show, but hear the name of the show and you immediately bring to mind the image of the main characters.
So that's why I feel like costume design is a major deal.
It is.
Yeah.
Costume design's a major deal. The character stuff is a major deal as well, because people should be able to tell that this is this character just by their silhouette. Because that's definitively that definitively makes that character a uniquely designed character.
Yeah.
Like freaking Naruto silhouette. You just need to have the spiky hair and just have like white lines where his whiskers are meant to be, and people will immediately just be like, oh yeah, that's Naruto.
Yeah. What was the original question?
I
don't know, it doesn't feel like we've reached...
What makes a show memorable?
Oh, what makes a show memorable?
Yeah. I still think it comes down to the stories and characters. But if it's just about, like, image and stuff, I don't know.
What makes a show memorable? Is it always the plot? Or is it what it does, if it does anything outside the standard deviation of normal anime?
I don't know.
Because like Higurashi, I feel like Higurashi is memorable because it was one of the first which did such horrific gore and such like horrific violence on screen, or heavily implied on screen.
I don't know if it's
and the bits and like bits from it. I feel like the usoda, that's like iconic.
Having iconic scenes. Yeah.
Having an iconic scene, but I couldn't really tell you about the characters that much.
Yeah, the characters. Yeah, I couldn't really tell much about the characters.
So
I would say what happens in the show. Because people will remember certain scenes. People will remember overall what happens. People will remember what the characters looked like for a long time.
Yeah.
So I'd say those three things are like the big factors. Or like iconic scenes really. Even if it's a monologue or just one word that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Making stuff iconic.
Yes.
Sounds like the $1 million idea.
Yeah.
If you can ever nail it down.
Easier said than done.
So yeah,
Or having like one character that's got like a really memorable personality. Because people often remember that one
does that mean you
character.
should just make someone really quirky and weird?
I don't know. Would you count Mustang as quirky?
No, he's like incredibly boring.
Yeah, but like everybody loves him.
He can use fire.
I know, but
he
everyone
clicks his
him.
fingers and uses fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was shot in a cool way, like cinematography wise, and they placed a lot of plot
And,
significance on him.
And like, would you say Haruhi's quirky?
She's unique.
There you go. She's unique and memorable, but I wouldn't call her quirky.
I don't know. She's quirky in a way of being a massive
bitch, yes.
Massive egotistical bitch, which is rare in anime or in any story because it's so unlikable.
I mean, and then everybody seems to remember Yuki, but there's so many Kudere characters.
I feel like it's because she's like one of the originals.
Yeah, she's one of the first.
And almost like because Haruhi was such a bitch that the quiet one seemed to be like extra quiet in comparison. She's still a kudere, but it's just like she's like the ultra silent kudere.
Yeah. I mean, what else can I think of? Who's the most memorable character from Mori no Seraph? But then, no, I would say Yu is only memorable because of how much people hated him for always going on about Nakama and Kazoku.
Even the Nakama Kazoku isn't that memorable to me anymore. It's not the fact that they're lovers. They're like star-crossed lovers.
Mika and Yu.
But like forced to different sides, different houses, just like Romeo and Juliet, and then they come together at the end, and it's this tearful, beautiful reunion. And
of where Mika drinks his blood.
Yeah, and then they both like, don't they like in the end just escape and be together happily ever after?
Surely.
Oh no, they don't. They get split apart again, and it's like, oh, the star-crossed lovers are like split up again. It's a Romeo and Juliet story.
And I mean, would you say Eren is... No, he's not.
He's not.
Eren
I'd
is
say
not.
Attack on Titans, the premise is iconic.
The premise is iconic.
And the look of the Titan...
Is iconic.
At least the super mega big Titan is iconic.
And the armored one too.
I guess. And then it's... Aside from that, it's like the costume. Because... As loads of people know, it's like extremely cosplayable because it's quite gender neutral. It looks, some people think at least, it's quite stylish.
I think it's quite stylish.
I'm kind of not so on that bandwagon.
I don't know. I think
Because
it's quite
everyone
stylish.
has this weird little stupid shitty mini skirt that looks stupid.
The thing is, I
And
never
then
even
they
took
all
note-
have like a little short jacket.
I like the short jacket.
It serves no plot relevance.
It's
a
just
bit
stylish.
strange.
It's just stylish.
Is that? I
think-
find it's a bit strange.
I think
and
it's
then
just stylish.
they all wear like tights.
Essentially, yes.
They all wear
with
tights.
with bondage stuff
And
on
with
the
like
thing.
bondage. Like bondage straps on their legs that they don't use to like hook onto like a ninja rope or slide down or anything. They just like jump around and fly for
They're
all
just
intents
there.
and purposes.
They're just there.
So it's a bit
I don't know. I think it's aesthetically pleasing. Whether it's practical, that's a different story.
yeah.
Aesthetically pleasing, yes. I think it's quite stylish.
I think it's there. Yeah.
Okay, what about...
It's okay.
Okay. What about Full Metal Panic? What's memorable about Full Metal Panic? It was his personality for being so dense in like reality.
Sagalar's
Yeah.
personality for
because-
being so straight.
Yeah.
Not sexually, but like he was straight though. But like such a straight man in terms of like
he was like military minded through and through. He couldn't like align himself to like life in the normal world.
Yeah.
And that led to fish out of water to like hijinks.
Yeah.
And that's what made Full Metal Panic memorable.
Like he would check his like shoebox for explosives.
Find a love letter in there and want to blow it up.
Yeah. To that extent where it was just like comedic.
Yes.
At least in Full Metal Panic for Mofu.
For nothing.
In the actual there was still
Yeah,
that he was still a fish out of water.
Yeah,
thing,
it still had that. It just wasn't played for laughs all the time. Over the top.
Yeah.
And then One Punch Man, his aesthetics were memorable. I
guess.
Yeah.
I think One Punch Man is memorable because like people believe it's this amazing deconstruction of shonen action. And me saying that already implies that I don't feel it's that amazing of a deconstruction. And I will confirm I don't think it's that amazing of a deconstruction. I know people love it. I know.
Everybody's fingers going straight to the dislike
I
button.
I know that. But it's like it's okay. It's the same joke every episode.
I'm sorry, I accidentally semi-broke your pen.
Ugh.
It's fine now. I fixed it.
There you go. Yeah, like
Which is why I semi-broke it.
Guys, it's the same joke.
Every time.
You know what kills comedy? Repetition. And guess what? After 3 episodes, I got fucking bored of the show. So come at me, bro. Come at me.
There's a picture for that we should use, but I can't find it. Oh well. Right, so we've named off a few examples on what they're memorable for, and it's generally the same thing, isn't it?
It's like kind of like what happens, what the show's kind of about, or what it's trying to do.
Yeah.
Its purpose.
Or like one character.
Or one character.
Oh wait, so like this, the Full Metal Panic one was a character one, Sasuke.
Yeah.
So is he just quirky? Not really.
I'd say he's quirky.
He's not quirky. He's been put in a situation where he comes off as quirky, I would say, because he's just like.
But no real person acts like that. Even if you were brought up in a military family, if you got released into the wild, you wouldn't, you know, you'd be like a bit awkward to talk to, probably.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't be like, Sayasa!
You wouldn't.
You'd probably like pick up very quickly. Oh, when those two strangers talk to each other, they don't sign off with a salute and then march away. It's a bit, yeah.
And like, for example, Toki wa Kakere Shoujo.
Yes. A great movie.
Yes. What I remember from that is the counter on the arm going down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that had huge plot relevance.
Yes,
yeah.
there was that. And you know the scene where she like repeatedly goes to the karaoke, where she rolls into the room over and over again? That scene.
Okay.
And right at the end, right before the guy leaves, the way he like comes back, hugs her, and then leaves.
Yeah.
Those 3 scenes. Oh, and every time she runs and jumps.
Yes.
But that again is plot relevance.
Yeah. For me, it was definitely the run and jump. So I feel like they definitely made it into like when she did it, they paused the camera on it, focused on it for like 10 seconds. So they made it like a huge deal.
They literally made her time jump.
Yeah. So, and then they made it into like the movie poster. So it's extremely like, not that one.
Not the
but
one
the usual one.
The usual one.
The
shows
usual
her
one
jumping.
shows her jumping
Yeah.
through like the sky.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, the
really
name
iconic.
is the girl who leapt through time.
Yeah,
so
so it's immediately very.
They made it very, very literal.
Yeah. It's an
And
interesting
like
one.
from School Rumble, I actually don't remember much from
None
School
of
Rumble
it.
except for the Guru Guru Mawaru from the
That
opening.
was a great song. Straight up. One of the best anime songs. I still listen to it.
I do. I don't have
it's
it.
actually called Scramble.
It's called Scramble.
It's called Scramble.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Ba-ba!
I don't remember that.
It's the literal start of the song.
Oh.
Ba-ba!
No, I only remember the Guru Guru Mawaru.
No, okay, fine. Okay.
Only the Guru Guru Mawaru.
Okay, fine.
So it's different for different animes. Sometimes it's plot, sometimes it's a character, sometimes it's scenes.
So
but I don't. But we haven't listed looks. Sorry, like costumes for anything.
or like
So,
hair color.
yeah, we haven't.
I think
But then again, that comes under that comes under character.
I think yeah.
We haven't listed costume for anything.
I couldn't say what the hair color of Toki wa Kekeru Shoujo is, because it wasn't of anything of relevance. It was just like she was just like a high school student.
Just a normal high school girl.
Whereas with Naruto or Bleach,
I'd remember the hair colors.
I'd remember the
because
hair.
it's the character design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an interesting one.
So
let's like focus it back into
Yeah,
Flare Project.
Yeah, so how important would you now say that the costumes are? Because on one hand...
Because there's an opportunity to make it iconic.
Yes, there is. But like what I'm saying is, on one hand, we could... If people say Flare Project, they're not immediately going to talk about, oh, the one with the great costumes. Because clearly, based on like numbers and like all the shows that we just talked about, that's not going to be the first thing they mention.
Yeah.
But we can make a character design so iconic or unique that they're like, oh yeah, with this character who looked like this. Or the show who
also wore that.
Yeah. Like it would link onto that, but it wouldn't be the first thing. Or it could be something like, oh, it's that show where they had this scene or that scene or where this happened.
Yeah. Yes.
What are you? Why
I'm
are
just-
you? You're just making sounds now.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, it's like a revelatory moment of like,
That makes
that makes
sense.
sense. I'm just trying to internalize it now.
Like D. Grey Man. I remember the thing about innocence.
Do you?
Like,
I don't.
I just remember that their powers are called innocence for some
I
reason.
just remember the fact that he's got the snitch
From Harry Potter.
from Harry Potter. That's all I saw. When I saw it, I was like, oh, it's a golden snitch.
No,
Sweet.
No, I remember that their powers are called innocence, and I remember the like some of the characters. Like I remember Lena Lee and how she had like magic boots. I remember Alan and his weird alien arm.
Yeah.
I remember Lavi with his giant hammer,
Yeah.
and because Lavi's cool. And I remember the annoying one with the sword called Kanda,
Yeah.
and that's it.
I remember Lena Lee as being a terrible female protagonist.
Was she a protagonist though?
She was like part of the main party.
She was part of the main party, but she was like always relegated to the side anyway.
Yeah,
And
which
the thing
made
is,
her
if you ask me-
terrible.
If you ask me anything,
She was the Sakura-chan,
she was.
and
But the thing
Alan
is,
was Naruto,
if you
and there's
ask
no
me-
Sasuke.
there was no.
There's-
No, kinda.
No, he was. I don't remember Kanda at all.
Okay.
Aside from the
he
fact
was-
he was a douche.
He was like a male tsundere. But if you ask me anything about Lena Lee's personality, I'd be able to tell you nothing. Was she tsundere? She had twin tails.
I think she was just Sakura-chan.
Okay.
That was it.
All right. And then remember General Cross.
Yeah.
He was just the hard ass teacher.
He was just like
Cool, and that's it.
cool man McMahon.
Yeah. He's like Levi, but older with red hair.
Is he? Levi's like the Genki type.
Huh? No. Levi from Attack on Titan.
Oh, right.
That's Lavi. Lavi was the Genki type with the cool red
And
hair.
Levi's the jeans.
Actually, it's a brand of jeans
A
and
brand of
jackets
jeans.
and tops, and like they do all clothes.
Denim, actually. Yeah.
Oh god.
Ugh.
I think there's a restaurant called Levi's too.
This restaurant's called anything. So. Okay. I feel like for Flare Project, I would like optimal setup.
Mm-hmm.
The plot and the focus of the plot to be the most important thing that comes to people's minds.
Mm-hmm. And I already have a few iconic scenes in mind that I want people to just be like, oh yeah, this happened.
That scene.
That scene.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember.
I have a couple in mind as well. We should share those actually later on.
Later, not
Later,
today.
later.
Not today.
Yes.
Today.
Oh, it's gonna be a sick scene with the.
Can you please stop?
I'm just gonna say it with the water. No, that you know.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
I know, but can you? You're evil. You're evil.
They're always. I just want people to ask, just like, what does he mean by the water?
It's
What
water.
about the water? Yeah.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I want those and the scenes to be iconic, but
Okay, here's another question. Actually, sorry.
No,
do you
go
want
for it.
to which would you say there's a difference between memorable and recognizable? Because memorable, because I think they are different in the sense that memorable is like you can recall it. The image will come up in your mind and stuff,
Okay.
right? But recognizable is that you might not be able to remember it spontaneously or if prompted, but if you see it, you'll be like, oh, right, yes, it's from this show.
Right. Okay.
Yeah?
So like recognizable is like memorable light.
Yes. if
Where
you want.
memorable is like I can always remember this.
Yes.
And recognizable is like I have no fucking idea. Oh, I recognize that.
Mm.
Right. Well, yeah.
Yeah. So would you say that?
There's a difference. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. As discussed.
Yes, there's a difference. So, would you rather have the costumes? And I mean the costumes in general, not like a particular character design.
Okay.
Just the costumes. Would you rather them be memorable or recognizable? Because I would say an example of recognizable costume design would be Arena Seraph.
Okay.
Because I have a vague image of black and green in my head when I think about it, but I wouldn't be able to tell you what it actually looked like.
Okay.
But then if I saw it, I'd be like, oh, right, yeah, that's from Arena Seraph.
Well, I suppose it comes down to... Like, if you just take the question at face value, I want all parts, every aspect of Flare Project to be memorable.
Wow.
I want it to take up 100% of everyone's mind. That's like, you know. But in terms of like reality and like given context, to have the uniform be memorable, something else must be lost from the realm of memorable to the realm of recognizable.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, what I want as a creator is to have the story and characters and personalities and what they go through to be memorable, because that's how the kind of overall message of the story gets conveyed.
Yep.
Rather than the kind of auxiliary like bells and whistles, which is like hair color or costume design or, you know, whether one has big tits or not, you know.
Yeah. The huge.
Yeah. So I want the story and the characters to be, and what they go through, their struggles, their successes, their failures to be memorable.
Yeah, the characters.
How about you? Where do you stand on Flare Project?
I fully agree.
Yeah.
Fully agree. It's like I'd rather have somebody's reaction to the name of Flare Project be, oh, the one where this happens, or I remember this scene, or I remember this character. I'd rather have somebody say that than I'd rather have them be like, oh, where the main character looked like this. Or like, oh, the one with those uniforms. Or just, oh, it's the one with these special monsters.
Yeah. So I feel like we're almost kind of tooting our own horns by being like, oh, we're so pure of heart in terms of creative endeavors. Because that's like, the ideal of a creative project is kind of, for a narrative, it's the message and the characters and the stuff. Like, the stuff that's inside you, rather than what they wear or how they look like.
I think...
you know, like the creators of like Superman, they don't really want Superman to be remembered for being like, oh, he's the one with the red and blue.
Red and blue.
They want him. Sure. They want actually like they probably just want people to first of all think of, oh, it's about the story of the alien immigrant who is a fish out of water, is more powerful than all the people surrounding him. And he's different, and the struggles that he has to go through to try and become accepted. I feel like that's what they would want.
Maybe. Yeah.
But there are definitely some shows and some movies or whatever which are made for a commercial purpose. Like, frankly, the Lego movie. An advert for Lego.
Yeah.
It's not about specifically like, oh, the struggles and the stories of the characters. It's
man.
Like, oh my god, the Lego. It was sick. It was really fun.
Yeah. So,
there's nothing inherently wrong with aiming for money.
No.
Because, like, it's business. But it's also like, this is why indie studios for like animation or you know, like comic writing, drawing, or like game making has taken off so much, is because with like platforms like Kickstarter helping them, they can achieve like a creatively purer goal rather than one which is like creatively pure, but I also need to put in like product placements. So
and attract as large of an audience as possible.
Yeah, and I need the money to actually record the things. So I need product placement. I need to get a deal with Pepsi or Cola.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Like I watch dramas and there's like always PPL adverts in the dramas and stuff. And sometimes I do fall for them. I've been watching one recently which is sponsored by KFC. And after like 13 episodes into it, I had a massive hankering for KFC.
Jesus Christ.
I was like, God dang it, I fell for it. It worked. It actually worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. It happened.
So yeah, I mean, I feel like we've rambled on enough. So I feel like for that project, we want to keep it like, we want the kind of stuff that matters to us to be memorable.
Yes.
Yeah.
End of.
Yeah. However, that being said, we also need to put in some time to make sure it's like aesthetically fashionable and pleasing.
Yes, because those still need to be recognizable.
They still need to be recognized.
They still need to be recognizable and therefore unique.
Anyway, yes.
Moving on.
I'm sure you guys are bored of staring at this dude.
And his ass.
And his ass, like, Those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those 7 lines, baby.
Very toned butt.
Very toned butt.
Very toned butt.
Anyway, so we've been doing a little bit of research. At least these are some of the ones that I've kind of had a look at and done some research over, and we'd obviously love you guys to like provide suggestions or, you know, like your own ideas. And we have actually received someone. I asked them whether or not we could show the pictures the person drew. They haven't come back yet. So for safety, I'm not gonna show it.
But the sketches were really
We'll
good.
show it next week when the person gets back to us. But they were good. They were really good.
They were really good.
I don't know if it's exactly what we're going for though, but that's something for us to discuss with him.
With them.
And maybe we can touch
we don't
on
know
it.
if it's a he.
Yeah. So maybe we could kind of have a talk about what we want, what we are trying to do with our costumes, and that, you know, that might pique some people's interest and want to draw fan arts or like their own suggestions because,
you know,
because the fact is, if it's good. I'm probably gonna go with it, or like use bits of it. So like, we're like solidly in the development phase. Nothing's like costumes or whatever is not solidified. So like, if you want your ideas in a manga,
go for it.
Then like, send it to us.
We'll credit, of course.
Yeah, of course. And we'll show it on the podcast. So. Up to 20 other people can also see your work.
Up to 20.
Up to 20. So that's like almost free advertising.
Yes.
Anyway.
Moving on.
So like, yeah. Next tab. Next tab. So S4 League. This was one of the games which I used to play a lot during my free time about 4 to 5 years ago. And whilst the gameplay was good, I really enjoyed the costumes that they had. I almost kind of enjoyed the costumes and looking at like, ooh, like going into the shop of it and then clicking on like costume preview. I love doing that in games where I go, oh my god, that costume looks amazing. I want to aim for that costume. So yeah,
might as well just play the dress-up games that they do free
online. I guess it's not the same.
It's not the same.
But yeah, S4 League. I mean, like, we're not sponsored by anyone. So,
No.
yeah. But yeah, I like the costumes because they did some really interesting things with like bold colors and like quirky designs, especially with like the guy on the left. The trousers is like. They're not tight trousers. Like, the current fashion is like, everything needs to be tight and sexy. Most women, and like, I'm sure you've noticed, like, skinny jeans or like jeggings have all taken off because it accentuates the looks of the legs and the butt. But I really like, kind of like, loose kind of shape of it, and like it has like this chunky, bulky armor parts of it, which actually look quite suited to the costume as well. And I do like that. And you know, there's like baseball, like this. You wouldn't think that's fashionable, but it looks good in the picture.
Yeah. I don't know, like I can imagine somebody wearing that outside, but not as like everyday clothing.
Yeah, it's like, you can tell it's like fantasy.
Yeah.
But it's like,
it doesn't
none
feel
of
too
it,
out there.
Yeah, it's like, it's also like really fashionable. Like, I would kill for like pockets, like 2 pockets there. And like,
you'd kill, really?
And like 6 pockets here.
6 pockets.
That's sick. Imagine the random bits of crap I can stuff in there.
How much do you need to stuff into your trouser pockets anyway?
And like this is like a cool cross little design on the knees. It's like, that's really interesting. Yeah, I'm into it. And like this, I feel is like very chic.
I like the belt.
So you got a big chunky belt. You got like one side which is just like baggy, and one side which is like cut in half. And then you got like the nice striped shirt, like a bandana.
I don't know, maybe
and the short top.
I think I'm just a fan of like crop jacket thingy.
Crop jackets.
Yeah. I don't know, because I've never found a drawing where I found a crop jacket not look good.
But yeah, I think it's super cool. But saying that, I don't know if this fits in with Flare Project.
Yeah, that's.
But it's great for research. Like, yeah.
Can draw inspiration from that.
Yeah.
Like, I quite like the blazer for that.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if it would be possible to like adapt it into something that would fit Flare Project.
Maybe.
But I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
And like, whilst I do understand for the woman's one, it's like, oh, it's fan servicey, but I do have to say like, the aesthetic of like having a design of a dress be like a massive zip is kind of cool. That's pretty interesting. And like the zip comes up and it becomes the collar. It's like very interesting. And it doesn't look bad. It's unique. It's unique. So that's a bigger picture. Next part, I just like googled game costumes design.
It's all very fantasy.
Yeah, most of the stuff online is fantasy, and like with women, it's always always skimpy.
The skimpier it is, the higher the defense stats.
Yeah. So this is some out of Blade and Soul, which most people know, but if you don't know, it's like a Korean online game. I always enjoyed the aesthetics I had. Like, it did have a lot of fan service, but like their costumes were like really interesting to me because they had this Eastern flair to it. It always had this feel that it's like, oh, that's definitely like East Asia. That's definitely Oriental. It's like, it's to do with like the tassels and how it like drapes downwards.
They had a lot of stuff on like scarves and like drapes.
Yeah,
and
scarves,
capes.
drapes, capes, and like dangling tassel bits, and I feel like that's pretty cool. I like it. I like it.
Like, I like that dude's drape around the shoulder.
Yeah, it's like a semi cape or something. And they're not afraid to go with like baggy clothing, like baggy trousers. I feel like this one, like the back of it takes inspiration from nature in the sense that it's like a beetle. It's like a beetle's wings here, and like it splits off and it's rounded. So it's, yeah.
Their shoes are very Middle Easty.
Yeah.
I really like the fur drape. I really like it. I'd want to wear that in real life.
It's quite a posh look, like the fur.
It wouldn't suit me, but I'd wear it anyway.
Yeah, it's like cool. I like these belts, to be honest. They're cool.
Yeah, I've always been a big like fan of like chains and trousers. So like that belt and chain there.
This is cool because like they accessorize using like 3 distinctive red stripes here. And like it has this flow to it. It's all very nice. Yeah. And this one's quite nice as well. It like drapes down. It's like, it's definitely taking inspiration from like Japanese weddings where they wear all white and they have like the white hood as well. Yeah. A lot of stuff. And this one's really nice as well. Like how it goes like to the back and has like a long orange drape. A lot of research to do,
and there's even more to do.
Yeah.
Hey. Anyway. The summer anime chart.
Should we take a break for a little bit?
Yes.
I'm quite parched. I need a bit of refill.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, my no way to put this non-weird, non-hen or edgy, but my mouth is tired.
You could just say you're thirsty.
Yeah, I'm thirsty.
Yes.
So, we'll be back after the break.
See you in a bit.
Yep, see you in a sec. Boy.
What?
Hey guys, we are back. So yeah, got a bit more coffee, got water. Feel a bit more alive again. Ready for round 2?
Is your mouth not hurting anymore?
I have recovered. My mouth has recovered.
You can now get it back to work, I suppose.
Yes, yes I can.
Yes,
and my throat as well.
And your keep.
Yep. Right, so.
Yes.
We are back. Let's do next segment. So it's on, as you can see here.
On the screen.
On the screen. Summer 2017. New season. So, starting off with the obvious, Boku no Hero snorkdemia, because it's boring right now. It's really boring.
The last episode was quite cool.
We haven't seen the newest episode, which got released. Have you?
Yes.
I need to watch it today.
Yes, you did.
Was it good?
I quite liked it. I thought it was.
And then reassess.
No, because the thing is, I was thinking of it as a viewer, but now I'm thinking of it as a reviewer. And suddenly it's not as high anymore.
Really? Okay.
So like, I would give it a 5 or a 6 out of 10. The episode.
That is not a good score.
Hey, 6 is a solid score.
Okay.
6 is a solid score.
Okay. If you say so.
6 is a good score.
My scale is slightly different in the sense that 7... I don't know. I'm fairly harsh, so like nothing really escapes a 7-8 zone or goes like above that really rarely. But like from 1 to 7, I'm a bit more freeform. So
I don't know.
Yeah. For me, like a 7's okay.
I'd say it was an exciting episode. I wouldn't, but there were like some bits that are kind of just like. General tropey stuff.
Still crappy dialogue.
Explanatory dialogue.
Expositional dialogue.
Yes, explanatory dialogue where I'm kind of just like, yes, I saw that, I get it. You don't need to tell me that you're doing this. I get it. It's okay. Can you please stop treating me like I am 4?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, recreators, you're enjoying it? Question mark.
Yeah, but then
your blog post wasn't too happy. Your blog post.
My blog post explains that I'm enjoying it, but it's a show that has its flaws.
Yeah.
You know, and there was this thing that happened in the last episode where I was kind of just like, oh my god, like, it's just I get that they're trying to create more conflict, but there are better ways to create conflict that doesn't feel so damn contrived.
Okay.
And I talk about it, but it's spoilers. So, but then again, that hasn't really stopped us before, has it?
Yeah. Should I just like?
What are you?
Well, just find like a spoiler tag and just show it on screen.
Oh.
No, fuck it. Let's not.
I mean, you can just mark out on the video where we stop talking about spoilers.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, let's do it like this. It's spoiler talk. Here's the logo.
As long as this is
As long as this is up, it's spoiler town.
It's spoiler town.
So go for it. When it comes off the screen, it's no longer spoiler town.
It's not spoiler town. Okay. So, Mamika, who's a Mahashoujo, she is dying. And she's got a message to tell character Alice. But she, is trying to fly to Alice, but she falls. And then she's like, and she comes across another character and goes, oh, you need to tell Alice this person is evil and is trying to destroy the world. Blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And then Alice shows up. But then instead of telling Alice, the person that she's trying to get a message to, she's like, oh, Alice, you're here. But then tells the other character to tell her, and then repeatedly just says, save that person. She has a total of 30 words that she utters during her last moments with Alice there. I counted. None of those words are, Altair is trying to destroy the world, stop her.
Okay. So instead it was like, stop her.
And it was like, save that person. Not even save Altair. No. It's not save, insert name, save that person. What in the actual... And then, of course, the character that she tells to tell Alice this is an evil character who changes the wording just enough to make it seem like somebody else killed Mamika.
Right.
And so now that person is going to go fight them. It's like, it just feels so artificial.
Okay, so in summary, a dying character tells the main character...
Not main character, another side character.
Okay. Tells a character that, she's not specific enough where she can be specific enough. And which leads to another character being able to manipulate that character by changing the words a bit.
Yes.
Instead of what the dying character should have just said, is like, here is the thing you need to do.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and just using unnecessary misunderstandings to create conflict. And it just feels artificial and contrived and stupid.
Yeah. Cool.
Yes.
Seems like a piece of shit. Straight up. I would not tolerate that, and I would just be like, I'm out.
At that moment.
I'm out.
Yeah, that would probably
because
be
that entire arc involving that character, I'd be like, all of this is bullshit and a waste of my time.
Yes. Yep. So
I'm like, cut for it.
This is why I made that tweet right after it. So I was like, really now, recreators, like Mr. or Miss script writer, this is the best you can do. But yeah.
Okay. So spoiler talk over for recreators.
Recreators.
Bang. Sakura reset.
Sakura reset. I actually dropped this show after 3 episodes.
So no need to speak about it. Unless you have anything to add.
Do you want to know why I dropped it?
Didn't you mention that?
I mean, it's just... I found the dialogue to be really just bland. Because, it was a lot of tell, not show. And the thing is that it's a character-based show where we're supposed to try and understand each character and why they act in a certain way. And what happens throughout the episodes is that things will happen, and in the end there will be two characters talking and one person will explain everything about another character. Like, she did this because of this, she did this because she felt this way, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And tell you everything instead of, just showing us through their actions and kind of their thoughts and the words that they use, that they're doing this for this reason. And and for me, that's not something I like, so I just dropped it.
Okay. So is that actually like poor writing, or is that a preference for you? Because in my world, it's poor writing.
It is poor writing.
To degree, show it and then have another character just explain everything, all the characters' motivations and actions.
And the thing is, in the showing wasn't very good.
Okay.
Like, I couldn't really tell what somebody was thinking when they were doing something.
They did not have like an internal monologue or showed like, their point of view.
Or like, it didn't really... And the thing is that I get that it's a character trait that she is very expressionless. But even so, you could show like what she's looking at and stuff.
Yeah.
And, like different kinds of cinematography kind of techniques to help us kind of think... Like, I forgot the word now. Interpret what's going on. But even that wasn't really there. So it kind of just looked like she was doing something and explaining things. And then there would be expositional talk where she's like, she went through this. So it's, yeah. So I'd say it's poor writing.
Okay. Cool. Virgin Soul.
Shingeki no Bahamut. I didn't watch the first season, so I didn't watch this either.
Hajimete no Gao.
Hajimete no get it.
It's a dude who wants to... What?
Have a girlfriend. Yeah, no.
To the Gyaru.
Forced him into confessing to the Gyaru. Okay, I like how they're objectifying her already. The Gyaru.
Yeah. Do you know what Gyaru is?
It's like a...
It's like the...
fashion thing in Japan.
Fashion, makeup.
Lots of makeup, blonde hair.
Yeah, people find weird.
Yeah.
She's not tanned, which is like a general Gyaru kind of look. It's like the like tanned skin, lots of makeup, blonde hair. Yeah. But she's just like white because main protagonist.
Because anime. Yeah.
Gamers.
It revolves around certain students and one hobby, gaming. Okay. There's like one guy that I can see and the rest are all girls.
That's probably a dude, and that's probably a dude.
Oh, is that a good... Oh, okay, I can barely see his face. Non-stop sequence of comedy scenes and misunderstandings. Does the comedy scenes include walking into the girl while she's changing and hell pillar gags? Because I don't find them funny anymore.
So, my issue with like these kind of premises is that whilst I know I would have enjoyed it as like a teen, be like, oh my god, it's anime about gaming. I love both these things, and they put it together. It's genius. But like
right now, not anymore. Grown out of it.
As someone who wants like quality and uniqueness and stories out of my media, it just feels like so pandering. Just like, hey kids, you love games, you love anime. Here's an anime about people just like you. So they're super relatable, and you can come on down, watch this, have a great time. We'll throw in some references about gaming. And it'll be wacky.
Although I do find myself wondering, it's like how they will mention like the really popular games without actually naming them. So what they will change Halo to, what they will change.
It won't be Halo because it's stuff in Japan. So it's gonna be the big Viznovs.
Yeah, so like.
And like Persona.
Yeah, like what they will change the names to refer to them.
I mean, they might not. I don't need to.
They normally do that with stuff like McDonald's and stuff. Like they make it Waku instead.
Yeah, but they don't need to name it. They can just show it. Like in that thing that we were researching earlier. Like on Sankaku. there was like a just like has a reference to a game, and it just shows the gameplay in the background.
Oh, I don't remember.
It's just
that.
like straight up, just like the laziest reference jokes.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm like, I don't give a shit about high school stories anymore. I don't give a shit if the anime's about like, ooh, look at us, we're like fun, like we're making anime in our anime, or we're gamers. Oh, this is a story about, you know, like a game world. I'm over it.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a good, strong story with strong characters. But
isn't that so broad? You can have a strong story, strong characters in that premise that you just said you hate.
You can.
So wouldn't you say that
the premise doesn't sell me?
Yeah. So
but
for you,
if people talk about it and they're like, forget the premise, it's the characters and the plot which make this amazing. I'd be like, okay, fine, I'll check it out.
All right.
But as a sales pitch, to me, as a viewer, fuck off.
Okay.
Basically. Like, I don't know.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'm not even gonna try it. Next up, Fate.
Apocrypha.
I'm
guessing that's the last arc in the game. Not arc, sorry, route in the game.
Is it?
I have no idea.
There's been like a billion Fates.
There's been Fate Stay Night, there's been Fate Zero, and then there's been Unlimited Blade Works, and I think this is the last one.
There's so many.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem to have Shiro in there. That's a different character. Although I still see Saber's sword.
Yeah. I'm over Fate as well. It's
a well executed show, so I'm probably going to watch
It's because
that.
the plot's so just like not. It's so nulled.
It's just.
There's no plot.
It's a battle royale.
It's a battle royale show. It's so like devoid of like plot.
I think, isn't it more about like the history of the servants though, about what their motivators are, because it's always a thing like, oh, Saber is King Arthur, and then like in Fate Zero.
Yeah, but the focus of the show is not each person's story. It's the battle royale.
The actual action, yeah.
It's like the backstory is fine, but it's like I'm more interested in the backstory, but that's not the show's focus.
They do show the backstories during the action though.
As like little arcs, but not like the focus of the show is still like.
And there is also.
I'm gonna be you because I want the Holy Grail.
There is also like a bit on like why it is that they joined the Holy Grail as servants.
That is
the
motivation.
Yeah.
But the focus of the show is
who's going to win
the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
So it's like flashy action and no plot.
Yeah.
So
the next one I'm not going to spend too much time on because it's a harem, and I'm sick and tired of harems. But I am going to mention, does she not look like Reimu?
She is just a copy of Reimu from the Toho series.
Yes, that looks exactly like Reimu.
Yeah, not surprised. I mean, Toho's been referenced before, and yeah, I think they've stolen characters from like Toho and probably Vocaloid and stuff in animes all the time.
etc. Now this one, I read the thing for it.
Sounds like a piece of garbage.
In the near future, when young people in Japan turn 16, they're assigned a marriage partner by the government. Because when you think about it, that's actually a pretty big thing. And you could actually do interesting things with that.
I guess.
So I guess
it also feels like it's a very...
What?
It feels like too silly. It's like... I wonder how contrived they're going to make the reasoning for it. Just like, oh, suddenly something like a bomb hit Japan.
No, it just says people don't have to go through the trouble of looking for someone, and everyone accepts that the country will find a compatible partner to make them happy.
Yeah, but that's like so unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's like... Oh, it's just...
It takes the notion of arranged marriage that, where
and
it's
just like makes it into the whole country.
Yeah, because like it's
why
a common thing that I often hear from my friends who are from cultures where arranged marriage is a thing. They'll say that, oh yes, my parents know me best, so they'll obviously choose someone who they think will be good for me. So they have that trust. So they just put that at a government scale instead of parent scale.
Yeah.
Which I guess isn't too far of a leap, I suppose. Like
to
like get behind the premise.
But then I'm immediately like, do they have a divorce system?
Well, I'll see in the show when I watch it.
Oh man.
You can't just turn it straight away without trying first.
As high school students.
Yeah,
look at them, the high school students.
That's because they're 16. That's the age when so it's the year before that they get assigned somebody that they're gonna get married to. So they're like, it's like, oh, but if I fall in love now and then that person is not the person that the government chooses for me, it creates that conflict.
Yeah, I know, but
you're just off high school kids in general.
It's just like goddamn stupid.
Well, it could go an interesting way though.
I mean, like, a harem show can go in an interesting way, like School Days. Dude gets beheaded. It's hard
does he?
Yeah!
I didn't know that.
That's the point of School Days. He gets his head cut off.
Wow.
So, of course, anything has potential. The premise is just, like, such a contrivance that for me, it's just like, I don't. Plus, like, the genres, I don't care. I don't really care about, like, drama and romance. And school. It's tagged school. Come on now.
Well. Oh, so kakeguri. It has the word psychological in the genre, so I'm kind of just like, maybe, hopefully. So, Hyakko Private Academy, an institution for the privileged with very peculiar curriculum. It's not athletic prowess or book smarts that keep you ahead, it's the reading your opponent, the art of the deal. So it's like gambling. And how well can you mess with others, I suppose. Trolling 101?
I guess. I'm just like, the thing about these premises is that it's all based on like hitting the demographic, obviously, of like young teens who feel like they don't fit in, or they want to live in a fantasy world where it's not about book smarts and it's not about physique. So it's appealing to like the typical otaku who's like not that fit and like may not be that smart. And it's just like, hey, it's an escapist fantasy. Come join us in this anime. But it's not about that. It's about how well you can read your opponent. And there's so many like... it's why there are so many high school shows. Is to give teens like this escapist fantasy of like, ooh, imagine if I was walking down the street and a pretty magical girl dropped on me. And I was entered into a wacky, fun, magical world. Instead of, the dreary, boring high school life.
But isn't that essentially what fiction is, though? Escapism?
It's not. Because whilst with stories, it's like, oh, at some point you kind of want the audience to step into the shoes of the main character. But it's like more than that. Fiction should act as a vessel to tell a message. Not for you to be like, oh, I really relate to, Wolverine. Like, it's not about believing you're Wolverine. It's about what the story's telling you in a moral of like, we should accept mutants and shouldn't hate mutants just because they're different. We're all in the end people. And I feel like that's I appreciate that so much more than like, hey guys, it's so cynical to have like a premise which is like, it's based in a high school, and you know, there's a manga club. Or like, it's a high school, and it's not about how smart you are, even though it really is. Study hard, please. It's not about physique. Hey, you can get sports scholarships, so if you're into sports, actually apply yourself to like your sport. It's not about that. It's about this ambiguous thing about how well you can read your opponents.
I mean, then I would say fiction kind of serves as both, but you appreciate one more than the other.
I wouldn't say fiction serves both. It's like
it's used
the
as a
point
vehicle.
of the show. The point of this show is like, grab the teens by the scruff of their collar and make them like live the story, and you know, rather than like tell them a moral. It can, but like the premise is like, join us because we are also high school students.
Wouldn't you say that to market a story as like, here, live this story, you'd have to have like a character who's the lead, who's very paper thin, so that people can place themselves onto?
Not at all.
Because if like the main character who you're with all the time and who you like, because you see the world through their eyes, if you have a main character with a very strong personality, with a very defined personality and outlook and everything, you can't really place yourself into that character. So then would you say that is that, because I don't think that you can really use that piece of fiction as escapism, because in that scenario you're not living the story, you are seeing the story for this one character.
But you can live the story through that character in the sense that the struggles that they go through, you think, oh, how would I go through that?
Wouldn't you do that with all stories, even the one that's more about the message?
Yeah, but it's kind of like the overall purpose of the story.
But
for an escapist fantasy, yeah, typically, of course, the main character is a hollow husk, but it doesn't make it a good story.
Yeah, but I thought
because otherwise, like 50 Shades of Grey or like basic YA fiction where the main character is just this hollow husk of a person.
Yeah, but we were originally talking about premise, not story. So the premise of a show.
Yeah, but then you brought it. Then you said character.
Yeah.
So, are you talking about character?
So
because you brought it back to character, saying like, how can you have an escapist fantasy where the character isn't paper thin?
Yeah. So I'm saying.
But that's not about premise. So.
Yeah. So if you have a premise like, I forgot what my point was now.
Yeah.
I'll return to it if I remember.
You can still, like, what I'm saying is, like, you can have an interesting premise. Don't base it in school, but you can still tell your story in a different setting, which is more appealing. It's just this premise of, like, the story, in the end, could be something very different. It could be about, like, what the purpose of life is.
Yeah, okay.
Every show has the potential to like talk about that in a nuanced, good way. But you could take that and take it out of the premise of like, hey kids, it's high school, to like adult society or like something else.
Wouldn't you say that the reasons it's based in high school is because the audience is high school?
Yeah. But it's so lazy. If
their target audience were the adult society, then it would be more likely that would be based with adults.
Yeah.
So,
I know.
Yeah. So it comes down to what the target audience is. Now what I would say the point here would be is that majority of anime is targeted at high school kids
because
they're all based in high school.
No,
if there
what I'm
was a
saying
better
it's done because it's the laziest, easiest premise to go for. It's like, it's about high school. You're in high school. Bam! Instant connection. Like, these characters are relevant. But it's so intensely lazy that the majority of anime goes for it. That's my issue. Like, have a premise.
Yeah, so again...
Like, I appreciate... I know Psycho-Pass isn't the best anime, but I appreciate the premise. Because it's not high school. You could tell the same story in high school. It could be high school students in a police academy. And then the main character goes through the conflict of like, oh, is this the right thing for our society? Is the justice system correct? But they didn't. They went with a career woman. I appreciate that because it's not goddamn high school. You still told a relevant story to like surveillance in our society. You've just placed it outside of the most laziest premise. That's my issue.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
Sakura Quest, I haven't been watching that, so meh. New Game, I didn't watch the first season, so I don't know. Monogatari season continues. Do you know, I think with the Monogatari series, I'm just going to wait for all the adaptations to finish, and then I'm just going to marathon them in chronological order, because the timelines are just messed up every season.
I gave up the Monogatari series. It was just too much. It's like, and it's the same kind of tired jokes as well, like the head tilts and like the awkward editing and cutting of camera angles. It just got tiring.
Okay.
They didn't tell a good enough story.
Isn't it because it changed with each girl that he spoke with?
It always came down to this girl is haunted by a monster. Yeah. And then he solves it. It's basically Natsume Yujinjo, just with girls personifying each yokai.
That's season 1 though. The other seasons, other arcs aren't entirely that. Because there was one arc where...
But most of them
arc where Snake Girl is basically trying to kill everyone.
And he needs to stop.
And
the snake demon.
And then he can't really do much about it, so Senjo Gahara gets involved. And there's also this other guy, I forget his name, but he's strange.
Yeah, but you're being caught up on the minutia. It's... The actual plot is they have demons and, you know, either he resolves the demon's issues, but, oh no, it's not resolved, it comes back. It's tiring. Yeah. And it's just not very imaginative, so I dropped it.
Cool.
I understand people love it, but it's like, it's just milked. You just milked it too much.
But it's just adaptations of the light novels. It's not like...
No, but like the actual plot, it's just repetition.
Me. Tokenambu, I've never watched any of it, so I don't know.
It's good-looking men, samurais.
Okay.
So Fujoshi can watch it.
Okay. But it is by UFO Table, so it's probably going to have nice animation.
Okay.
Yokoso Jitsuryaku Shichou Shugi no Kyoshutsu.
Oh look, it's high school.
Again, yes. It looks like a harem. Oh no, wait, there's multiple dudes. Comedy romance school. It doesn't really bestow a lot of faith based on that. Tsurerere children. The art style looks cute. But, series depicting various...
Hey, it's a boy with lack of confidence, just like all people during their adolescent period of life. And nervousness of asking their, you know, the one they fancy out on a date.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. What genius.
It says short form, so I'm guessing that's gonna be like a.
It says 15 minutes.
Ah, okay. To the near psychotic girl, of course, the yandere. Knights and magic.
Oh my god, it's a mecha one, but it's still in school.
Is it? No, it's not.
It says action, fantasy, mecha, school.
Oh, wow.
How
do you get mecha into school? Jeez.
Even in the world of like giant robots fighting shit, it's like, hey, it happens in school, guys.
School. Anyway, Netsuzo Trap. Oh right, I read the synopsis for this. It's oh my god, they're terrible people. So Yuma and Hotaru are childhood friends and neighbors, although both have boyfriends. Hotaru kissing and seducing Yuma over often passing it through
as a joke.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be as a joke. While having to keep what happens between them in secret, Yuma will be confused by her feelings. Okay.
Time-eating demons that appear when people wish they could turn back time. Oh.
So all the time.
So literally everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice and lazy.
But it's only gonna happen to like a few, I'm sure. I'm sure she's gonna be like kind of tsundere as well. Nora to
Comedy,
ecchi. Heart. Oh, it's got ecchi in the film. Right, skip. Ahogo.
Meaning idiot girl. She's an idiot.
Yoshiko is a genuinely stupid girl. She can even manage to get all zeros on multiple choice tests.
Wow. She's really an idiot.
Hangs out at school with her childhood friend who she claims to like, and he has to put up with all her ridiculous behavior. Skip. Isekai Shokudo. Comedy, fantasy, mystery. Well, mystery piques my interest, but I'm also kind of like, it's by Silverlink, and Silverlink is like very known for all their fan service shows. So not a lot of faith. Also, it's based on a light novel, so again, not a lot of faith. Piqued my interest because ballroom, but it's listed as sports. So it's a sports anime about ballroom dancing.
I mean, like, ballroom dancing is a sport, I guess. It's an activity, I'd rather say, but it's not like there's an activity tag.
True.
So
and like it can be kind of tournamenty because you have, you know, dancing competitions. Yeah. So yeah, I'll probably, because it's different, I'll probably watch it.
Okay.
Or like, you know, give it a try.
Okay.
Musubi. Hey, look, Musubi.
Yes. Everything is Musubi.
Everything is Musubi. Musubi no Yoko-chan. Oh, Howliner's animation. So this is actually Chinese. Or like an animation company that's like a collaboration between China and Japan. It's one of the two. I don't actually know. We are in a world where yokai and humans live together and love each other. But the life of humans is limited, and yokai who lose their loved ones have to continue living without them.
Oh god.
Even if the humans are reborn and the yokai find their partner again, previous memories are lost to the human. So a certain service became popular among yokai. Some yokai can revive the lost memories of their love. So if some yokai loses a loved one and still desires them, they can go and buy the service and restore the lover's memory, starting over with days full of love.
This, I will say, has potential.
You could do some really interesting things with that.
Like, for example, a loved one dies. The yokai then thinks about it for 20 years. But during this 20 years, the person may have already been reborn, have a totally different personality and life now, and has like a wife or like a girlfriend or whatever, a loved one. And then the yokai needs to make a decision whether to reset them to be their lover, which is extremely selfish of them to do. And they have this moral choice of either to do that or let their loved one go.
Yeah, and the thing is that there's also the thing about does not a person's memories make them who they are? So it's like if they restore their memory, let's say, and having those memories, would that then change that person? In terms
it depends whether the memory is an addition, it adds on,
or if
to
it's a restore.
or if it's a reset.
So yeah, that's.
It has potential.
Yeah.
It unfortunately has been tagged comedy, historical, romance, supernatural,
And the
rather than romance, drama,
historical,
supernatural.
Yeah.
So.
Also, look at that poster.
Looks very light. So
that poster.
I doubt it's gonna hit anything too heavy.
Yeah. Which, it's just a disappointment, really.
I'm just used to it with anime. I'm numb. Just like, oh, anime that's ruined its potential. Put it on the pile.
Sounds like it. Shakukoku no Altair. Spy Studio Mappa. It already, because it has like fantasy, historical on it, I'm kind of just like, oh, it's gonna have weird names. Yes, and it does. Mammoth is a young pasha. What's a pasha? Serving
some
on
person in Turkey.
Okay. On the General's Council of Turkey, the clouds of war are gathering over his country, with Turkey's council split between the warmongers and the pacifists. Mammoth begins his quest to keep the peace at any cost. As he finds himself deeper and deeper in the politics of the ancient world, new enemies and allies surface who will prevail. I guess it could be, if it's character based, it could be good. You know, about this mammoth person's journey. As usual, the potential is there, but is it actually going to be executed is the question.
Yeah.
Oh, Princess Principal. So, I am a sucker for like detective stories.
It's not actually been tagged as like mystery though.
Yeah, it's
actually just been tagged action.
The last time I checked, mystery was there.
Huh. Weird.
Strange. Okay. Now this is just action. But then again, over here it says spy action.
But there's no spy tag, so it's action.
Yeah, it's just strange.
If it said like mystery, a mystery action, that I'd be like.
Well, mystery, spy, detective.
No, spy is a setting. It's not a genre.
Okay, fine. But yeah, those kind of stories I tend to gravitate towards because I just find them interesting. They're my thing.
Do you like James Bond?
I haven't seen any of the James Bond films.
Do you like the premise of James Bond?
I like the idea of spies, yes, but I've generally not really heard all that good stuff about James Bond, except that the action scenes look cool.
He likes women.
Yeah, well, there
and
you go.
Booze.
That puts me off.
But yeah.
Yeah, as I said.
Yeah.
No, well, like I like the genre, but if there are things in the particular show or movie or whatever
like
that
the premise of spies.
Yes.
Okay. The genre is mystery.
Okay, fine. God. Although I think for me, more specifically, I prefer detectives.
Okay.
Detective stuff over spies.
So like Sherlock Holmes, etc.
Yes.
Okay.
I love the Sherlock Holmes series.
Cool.
The spy action series. Okay, so when I saw this, I was like, oh, that's cool. But then it's an all-female cast. And that immediately makes me worry that it's going to be just fan servicey bullshit.
They've also placed it in London.
And
then said,
random.
Fuck it! There's a giant wall. we could have just make up a different city. Or just like a random name. Nah, let's put it in London.
Yeah, follows 5 girls in the 19th century London. A city within the Albion Kingdom, divided into east and west by a large wall. Are they not thinking about Germany?
I mean, it might be reference to the Hadrian's Wall.
Who? What's with the blank stare?
Hadrian's Wall is like a giant. It's basically the Wall of China, but it's in the UK.
What?
Alexander the Great built a giant wall.
I don't know about this.
Wow. Even I know.
My history is terrible.
Yeah.
history knowledge is terrible. My geography knowledge is also terrible.
Yeah.
So...
It's a giant wall in the UK.
Where in the UK?
I don't know that much, but I know at least it exists.
Okay. I don't know about
Yeah, so it could be a reference to Hadrian's Wall, but...
Maybe. Yeah, the girls serve as undercover spies enrolled as students at the prestigious Queen's Mayfair School. So they even have Mayfair, a place within London, in there.
Yeah.
But yeah. Espionage, infiltration, and car chases. That's probably the
Excuse me?
It says right there.
What, in the 19th century?
Yeah, in the 19th century. How can you imagine car chases with those big cars from the 19th century?
Did they even have cars in the 19th century?
I'm pretty sure they had cars in the 1800s.
Did they?
I'm pretty sure they did. When was the first car invented? You can search that. I'll talk about Nanamari Sanbatsu. The last thing freshman Shiki Koshiyama expected was to be asked to join the Bunzo High School New Student Fast Finger Quiz Championship. Okay. A bookwork at heart. Don't they mean bookworm? Pretty sure they mean bookworm. He hates being the center of attention, of course, and shudders at the mere thought of participating, of course. To add insult to injury, his classmate Mari Fukami overwhelms her competition by pressing the buzzer even before the entire question is read. It's too late to hit the buzzer after you know the answer. A split second is all it takes to determine who wins or loses, she declares.
Yeah. So the first car made in the UK, four-wheeled, was built in Birmingham in 1895.
That's 19th century? Oh god, that's very near the end of 19th century.
Just about.
It's probably set late 1800s then. It
just about.
Just about managed to make it.
Just about.
But imagine having a car chase with the fast cars. That's got to be some slow car chase.
I don't know. It just seems like a bit silly.
Yeah. スカートの中はけだものでした。Skipping over the reflection. Oh, so this is Boku no Hero Academia, slightly more mature version.
Yeah, has potential, I guess.
Yeah. After the reflection sump, yeah. Has potential. Vatican Kiseki Chosakan. Chosakan means to investigate, I believe. Hiraga Joseph Ko, a genius scientist, and Robert Nicholas, an archives and cryptanalysis expert. The two, as a team, as the Vatican's miracle examiners traveling the world to investigate authenticity of claims of miracles. It's got mystery in the tag.
Yeah.
Oh, so this really surprised me. I was just like, the last Sayuki season was like years ago, and now they're continuing it. It's like just strange.
Yeah.
That looks like Mahou Shoujo. Skip. Made in Abyss. So when I read the synopsis for this, I was like, this could be good. But then, as you pointed out, the faces.
It's like the design of the characters is like, they look like chibis.
Not
or like toddlers.
Not like children. So
it's a bit like, are we really going to see them in that much peril?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Keppeki Danshi Ayama-kun. This is like the trend that Tonari no Seki-kun started. And it's just continuing. I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. But then this should make you happy. Jigoku Shoujo getting another season.
I watched Jigoku Shoujo like so many years ago. It was fun in the sense that you got to see bad people get hurt.
Do you think if you were to rewatch Jigoku Shoujo now, you'd enjoy it still?
I'd still enjoy the catharsis of like, oh, that person's a piece of shit. I can't wait to see them get tortured by a girl from hell. So,
well, okay.
It's extreme.
I'll take that as your answer and keep going then.
Yeah.
Oh, so Dive is basically free.
They've even named it in a similar fashion.
Yes.
It's a single word, single syllable, with 2 exclamation marks.
Yes. But I'm guessing it's just going to have more swimming in it than Free did.
I don't know, it's a diving club. It's just diving.
It just says sports.
It's a diving club.
I know, but it says on the verge of closing down, and then the club's new coach persuades them. And
No, but there's not going to be
tournament.
swimming. It's just diving.
Oh, yeah.
It's just diving.
It's
not
just
swimming.
diving, it's not swimming. Ah, okay.
But it's just
It's
a premise
basically
to
free.
have people, men, wearing just like
Trunks. Yes. Anyway, 1人目の My Hero. Story involving Kensuke's brother, blah blah blah, friend. Okay.
Very strange synopsis.
I have no idea what that's talking about. Anyway.
Oh, it's school / shonen ai.
Oh, right, okay.
Okay.
Sento no Nayami. So, this is the trend that Monster Musume started of having multiple girls who are strange mythical beasts.
Yeah.
Oh, it's by Howliners as well. Okay, never mind. 18 if. No synopsis has been added. Okay.
Cool.
Tags to be determined as well. Alright. Seems like a weird, magical...
Wasn't that
sci-fi
on
thing.
the other website? Which we've closed now.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
It was about some kind of like 80... Fuck, I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Whatever.
Never mind. Oh, right. Ikemen Sengoku. Oh my god.
Next, RoboMasters.
Oh, okay. Action School. Based on DJ hosted competition. Oh, so this is based on a competition. Alright. Yokai Apartment no Yuga
I appreciate
Nanichijou.
that because it's relevant to not that one.
This one?
The RoboMasters
The
one.
RoboMasters one. Based on a RoboMasters
Because
competition.
it's just good PR for like actual technology that might help society in the future.
Okay.
It's like a PR anime.
I don't know. Don't you kind of dislike the idea of like having a show to sell something to begin with? So like Lego Movie.
I don't know if
This
it's
is like
selling.
selling. This is
I guess
selling
it
a
is.
competition. It's selling a technology.
Yeah.
Piece of technology.
It's not.
Merchandise.
It's a bit seedy. It's a bit. It's
You
like
can't-
I
alright.
can't believe you're actually doing this anime, but it's also like. At least it's a decent cause. It's not just a product. If it was, I'd prefer it. Obviously, ideally,
world's
if it was
biggest
about like
robotics competition.
healthcare and medicine.
They did have a show like that on like psychology. It was a short anime where a doctor and his nurse explained psychological conditions.
That's cool.
It was a short, but they did it through comedy. So it's
Okay.
like I don't remember watching all of it. I should have watched it.
I find that palatable. I find that okay.
It's got mystery in the thing, so I'm guessing it's not going to be comedy. So I guess Natsume Yujincho Mystery Edition, which is for me is
Because
fine.
yeah, it involves monsters. Yokai.
Battle Girl High School. Moving on.
Next.
Cleo no Akari. Story centers around illness-stricken, constantly bullied orphan girl named Minor. Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
Just pile on the sympathy.
Yeah.
Konbini Kareshi. So this is just another slice of life friends doing their thing, which I always kind of end up enjoying because it's more about the characters than about what they do.
Yeah.
It's just nice to see some bromance. Or sistermance. Don't really mind.
Okay.
Action heroine cheer fruits. Why fruits?
No idea.
The local heroine fighter of a certain city became popular and a national star. Because of this, local heroines debuted in various other places and their action live event. Okay, so this is like Love Live, but it's about being a heroine than a singer.
They're fighters, aren't they? Local
It just is
heroine fighter.
It's just being a heroine for a city, I'm guessing.
If you scroll to the top, it says fighter.
There's no action there.
The local heroine fighter of a certain city.
Okay, fine.
So it's probably going to be a battle anime.
But they're all kids. Like she looks like an elementary school kid.
Are you actually saying that? It's anime.
Fine. Well, true.
They sexualize lollies.
Good point. Senki's a so that's another season of that. I didn't watch it. So moving on. Kyokai no Rinrei. I dropped that a while ago. Musashi no synopsis. But it's slice of life.
Seems like a girl
being ridiculous.
Being
Just
ridiculous.
probably quirky.
Yeah.
Tenshina 3P is a first year high school student. Hikikomori, moving on. Kaito X Answer. It's a game. Based on a game.
Yeah.
No synopsis. TQ9.
Teku.
Teku. Is it Teku?
Teku.
Ah, it's Teku. Mori no Yosei Kinoko no Musume. It's comedy, fantasy, music. Okay. And then it's a comedy, but it looks like a kids show.
Yeah.
And that's
Great.
the stuff coming out the next season.
On TV.
Yes.
There's also movies and OVAs, but meh.
But yeah.
I'm probably not going to watch any of them. Maybe a couple. Maybe the ones depending on whether or not they hit their potential. But majority is a flat out no.
Yeah. Wasn't there like a short that we saw that you were in? This one. Karada Sagashi.
Yeah, it's only 3-minute episodes, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it was. But and it has horror in the genre list, so I'm kind of like,
it's like a girl's been cut up into 8 pieces and people need to find the 8 pieces of the body. Sounds pretty interesting. But it's 3-minute shorts, so
yeah, it kind of gives me like it might end up like Pupa, which was like, what the fuck, and then it just finished.
yeah.
But yes, that is the next season. Although I won't really know until I give the shows a try.
Yeah.
Some seem to have potential. Some could do something good, but not a lot of faith that they will.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, should we take a second break? It's been another hour.
I think we should just stop here for today. To be honest.
Oh man, I'm so tired.
We've gone back to our olden days of 2-hour-long podcasts.
Because it's like a catch up for last week as well.
Yeah, there was so much to talk about.
I am dead.
So I think
Let's pick up like anime news. We'll do next week.
Yeah, we'll do that next week.
Yeah.
For today, I think we're going to stop here.
Yeah, God, I'm so tired.
Do you want to sleep? Go sleep.
Yeah. Alright.
Go rest.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in. And well done if you made it through the entire
2 hours of us
probably
rambling.
like 2.5 hours by now.
Is it? Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Maybe.
Maybe, possibly.
Yeah.
But as you can see, SWRUManga is very tired.
Yeah.
So I'll close out for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. If you made it this far, thank you very much for joining us and sticking right up to the end and listening to us ramble on and on for hours. And yeah, thank you very much. We will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.